Good morning, everybody. Kip Teitsort here with Chronicles of a Culture Changer from DT4 EMS. And today what I'm going to talk to you about is 12 leads, capnography, and violence. Now, what in the world? 12 leads, capnography, and violence. Let me explain. So back in the early 90s when I started in EMS, I was in South Florida. And so, of course, you can just imagine in retirement heaven where everybody has VD. No, not the sexually transmitted disease, but everybody was weak and dizzy, darling, weak and dizzy. So you can imagine we ran a whole lot of chest pain and shortness of breath. Well, back in that day, it was Life Pack 5, go to Life Pack 10, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, flash forward a few years, ended up moving to Missouri. And so there, I'm working for a service that made 12 leads mandatory. So I took the 12 lead class with my arms folded going, 12 leads. I don't need no stinking 12 leads. I've run thousands of chest pain calls and I don't need that. And I've worked so many codes, I can't even think about it anymore. And so I'm sitting in a 12 lead class like this going, I can't believe you made me take this class. Well, so they start showing the things up on the screen about, how to read a 12 lead and how we've been making some mistakes and how we could be doing things better. And I'm still sitting back here like this thinking, yeah. So they're showing you lead 2 and I'm still going, yeah, whatever. Well, then they reveal the rest of the 12 lead and me, probably like several of the others in the class went, oh, we've been doing it wrong. Oh my gosh, how many people did we probably kill? And then so right then I became a believer and I started buying into the fact of understanding I needed to change. Not just me, but we all needed to change. We've been doing something wrong and we have the ability to fix this and we need to fix it. Well, now check it out. 12 leads are now standard because enough people realized we need to fix this and we need to change. Would you not agree that capnography has been the same way? That there's a reason why we're watching those waveforms, that there's a difference that we're giving sometimes too much oxygen. So we were blowing off too much of the carbon dioxide and we were hurting more than we were helping. And if you don't believe that, then how about this? Did we not change CPR again? And look at how because the evidence has revealed that we were doing it wrong and now we have changed. And so now that we've changed, we're making a difference. I mean, look how many places are posting, look, continuous CPR is making a difference. But for those old school people, if you were doing this a long time ago, it was, nope, got to get an intubation, got to give them the meds because it's the intubation and the meds that are going to fix them. And now we go negative. It was the most simple, the basic, and we should have been doing good, strong, continuous CPR all the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain. Violence is the exact same. Training for violence is the exact same as it has been for fixing and changing and going to 12 leads, as it is for using capnography, and as it is for taking and switching the way we've been doing CPR. We've presented this evidence now since 1996, when I first created it in 1997 was when we first started teaching this for CEUs, that there is tons of evidence proving that violence in medicine is an epidemic. And so not only is our use of self-defense, but as I started progressing and changing, I started realizing that a lot of us were using force wrong. So many of us have been using force excessively, and it wasn't always captured. Well, now that there are so many scene cameras and cab views and cameras out on the corners of buildings, some of these things are being captured with the way that we have been using force inappropriately, and those are now making the news. And so people are getting in trouble. That's why I said there's 4 things you need to train: mind, street, media, and courtroom if you're going to be practicing self-defense in medicine, because we are unique. No one else has to separate the difference between a patient or an attacker in a split second. So when do I give up? When should I quit? When should I say enough is enough is enough? Well, for the first 10 years I did this, people laughed at me. And some of these people that have been watching these and some of the people that have now become friends at national conferences or, places that I go that want to come up and put their arm around me were those very same people that laughed me out of EMS forums when I tried to say violence is a problem. When I contacted the trade magazines and all of them and I said, look, violence is a problem. Please, I can't tell you how many times our stories of teaching at some location has been captured on the media. News agency has come, newspapers, radio stations, NPR, all these people have come and watched and said, these people are trying to do something, but it doesn't get picked up. It doesn't get picked up even the trade magazines don't really pick it up and go, look, these people are doing it here, but yet I guess I'm just not in the connected bunch. So you can be labeled a subject matter expert, but when do you give up? So 10 years I was made fun of. Even then, for about the last 7 years now, even being seen as a subject matter expert, it's still difficult to get the industry as a whole to recognize that we need to change. So I guess I'm going to still sit here and continue to scream it from the rooftops and go, it's no different than a 12 lead. It's no different than capnography. It's no different than basics of CPR. We've got to change. And we are sitting there screaming that here's the evidence, we've been proving it, and you keep asking for one more study, and how many times is it going to take? Or let me rephrase that. How many is it going to take? How many more people being beat up? How many more of your providers getting sued, the agency getting sued? How many more is it going to take before we change? The answer to that is very simple. One. It will take one more incident, and that is when it's important to the person who holds the purse strings about training their staff. One more is all it's going to take until somebody that they care about gets attacked or goes to jail or loses their job or loses a lawsuit. It's only then, when they get beat up, fired, whatever, only then will they change. So until then, guys, it's Kip Teitsort with Chronicles of a Culture Changer, and that's how 12 leads, capnography, CPR, and violence has changed how we need to act in medicine. See you soon.